It's an absolute pleasure to have you back. Yes, it's the Aviator Pro, and I welcome you back. You see, it's been a very, very long day. It had been a very long day, and we've been trying. I've been trying actually. I've been trying to build my balance. I've been trying to hit my target. My target was 50, and at this point, I'd just gotten myself to about 30. And I didn't then just thought just before I go to bed, maybe let me just try and see if I can just add a few more cents. Maybe it could get me somewhere. But little did I know that I might actually get carried away. And getting carried away, you forget lots of things, right? So the first thing is, I've always said in my prior advices that I've always given on my videos, do not play after midnight, right? So I'll tell you, I mean, to be honest, I've tried all those times, like I always say, and I always recommended certain times. And at this point, you can realize that when you look at the time, it's 21 past 12. That's 21 past midnight. Not a very good time to play. But what I did there was I went against myself, look at the number of players, 1,500, which is not nice. You see there, 1581. That is not nice at all, right? So because when there is a few number of people playing, or a low number, you realize that the multipliers also go down. When they come up, maybe when they pay, yes, they may pay here and there, but your chances of winning are also very, very low. Why? Because the system does not have money in it. Right, so at this point in time, I lost at 5x, 5.39. It just went because I was sleeping. I was caught napping. I don't know what I was thinking there, because I should have picked up that 1K. It would have pushed me back to about 28. And that could have been better, because it's the one that actually keeps me afloat. Always. Right, so at this point, I've just been thinking, maybe I could just do something, and I'm trying to tell myself that I'm going to be very disciplined, because what I know is I'm going against the grains, I'm going against the plan, I'm going against what normally happens, and I'm thinking maybe I might be lucky because I saw a 67x in the history, and I thought maybe I can just try. Right, so I'd also looked at the number of purples that were there. It was just a fair amount of purples. 5x, I pick it up. I'm so happy. And then on the second one, normally I would then pick up a 15x, but at this time I just decided, no, let it run further, and then maybe I'll pick it up at about 30. There I am, 4K, no nothing, and then it goes on 24.78, gone. I didn't pick anything up. But if I'd picked my 3K, I would have gone back to about 30K. Right, so those are some of the errors that we make as aviator players, because at this point I shouldn't be complaining. I shouldn't be having that loss of 3K simply because I did not follow certain rules. This is the reason why you'll find that I've also gone through down all the way, like 3K down, and that's not anything to do with the aviator. That was me. And what that does is it gives me the faith that maybe something can happen, because I've often seen it when it's quite late and there's a few players playing. At times it can give you like a 10,000x or a 20,000x, but it comes when you're not expecting. So at this point, I was just thinking maybe something big could happen. And I was telling myself, I will not go beyond 20K, because if I get to 20K, it's better. I would rather just leave, and then I'll start again tomorrow sometime when I just get a chance to, right? So there I am targeting 5x. I get my 4.92x. Perfect. That's okay. And then on the second one, obviously now I'm trying to sober my mind, and I'm actually thinking I should go for 15x, but unfortunately 13.46x it goes, right? So at this point, what you realize is I'm thinking the pinks have started coming, and because the pinks have started coming, anytime it can give me a big pink. So that's where my mind is stuck. And at this point, I've only lost about 3K, and I'm still hopeful that something big can happen. And I'm just checking 1,374 players. That is not good. That's not absolutely good at all. But now what I look at now is it's given me a purple, and it gives me a pink, and now it gives me a purple again, a decent one. And I'm just struggling to think, why do I not maybe, since I've got a good balance, why do I not maybe increase my stake? If I increase my stake, maybe I might then try and cash out the lower values. Okay, this is just thinking. It's also wishful thinking because I'm going against everything. Remember, there's lots of things that we've spoken about. We've spoken about the golden rule, right? And for those that forgot, the golden rule is once you get profit, once you get to a certain stage, depending on how much you're playing and what your target is, you really need to continue, to remember to withdraw money into the bank, right? And first and foremost, you need to pick up your initial investment. So for instance, you start off with 1,000 or with 500. Yes, when you get to about 3-4k, it's a wise idea. Just get your 1k, put it back into the bank, and you start messing around with profit. So that's what I normally do. When I have some profit after having worked so hard, yes, all I do is I just make sure that I take my capital back into the bank, and then I start messing around with the capital, with the profit. Yes, I'll be honest with you, it will never be something that is interesting for me to lose the profit. And because it's like that, no one will really ever understand what can happen, because the thing is, when you start playing, you never know when you're going to end. Because if we all knew that my highest figure that I was going to get was going to be a 30, then I would have taken myself a 28 and then leave a 2k and try and build from there. But the challenge is always, when one starts winning, you always start thinking you will continue to win forever and ever. Somehow there's that feeling that you just feel like, oh, now this is the time. But you never know when it stops. This is the most important aspect. And no one knows. It's just that instinct to tell you you should be able to cash out and leave the game. Do your withdrawal, send the money to the bank, and then you can relax. Once you get your profit, then you can be happy. So at this point, it gave me another 6.83, which was okay. And I also managed to pick up something there, maybe about 1k, which is a 5x. But the second one, obviously, I wasn't able to do anything. But at this point, I'm still contemplating, since the purples are coming, why do I not maybe increase my stake? If I increase my stake, then I will be able to at least pick up something. So remember, this is almost 12:30, midnight. And I've always said, midnight is never a perfect time to play. And I would never advise anyone to do the exact same thing. So at this point, if you look at it, I'm 4k down. In fact, 5k down. Why? Because now I'm checking the history. You see there's been 3 pinks and it has given me a 0-0. I'm looking at the time, it's almost 29 past, and I'm just thinking, maybe something can come up. I'm just telling myself, let me just get the next pink. If I get a decent pink, then I'm going to leave the game. Because I know once I get a decent pink, I'll be able to at least recover my initial balance. Which is one of the biggest problems that I might want to point to today. When you start off at a certain figure and you start pushing up, in most cases, you get a chance to push up. You get up, maybe you start off maybe from 1k, you get up to about 3k. You completely forgot you started from 1k. Then you go out of the game. The next thing is you come back maybe 30 minutes later or an hour later and you start again. When you want to start again, you start off maybe from 3k and you start playing normally. You might actually find yourself getting to about 1.5, 1.2. When you get to 1.2, instead of you can see that the trends are such that this whole thing is chowing. The money is going. It keeps on going down and down and down and down. But the big challenge is, when that happens, will you be able to get the guts to say, okay, I've already lost 1.8, I now have 1.2 as my balance, let me leave? That's not the case. In most cases, you realize that you will stay in there till the money is finished, which is the wrong thing to do. I've done it several times, and I've lost so much money because of that, because of believing and wanting to go back to taking that money to the initial balance that I started off with. But always, I would recommend anyone, including myself, I'm not exempted from this whole thing. I'm also part of it. Once I get a chance to cash out, or maybe when I get a chance maybe to play and then I go down, I go even further than my normal or maybe where I started, I just need to tell myself and say, this is the way I'm ending, and respect that. But there's this whole thing that keeps on pushing you to say, maybe the next one, maybe the next one. Right, you see, 7.27, it has just flown away. I'll be honest with you that the previous 6.40, I didn't pick up anything. The next 7.27, I didn't pick up anything. That could be an extra 2K. I would have been sitting on about 23K. But the reason why I didn't pick it up is because I was just expecting that since it didn't give around half past, it didn't give a pink, maybe it might actually come. But it doesn't work like that because the chances are very low. Simply because I've checked the time and I realized that maybe it might actually come, but when will it come? Right, so there I am. I'm still pushing and I'm thinking and I'm hoping that something will happen. And if it happens, I'll be very glad. All I'm looking for at this point is to recover. So 0.0 it gives again. And now I'm at 20, meaning I've lost 10K already. And at this point, I'm just telling myself, why do I not focus? Why do I not concentrate on maybe just looking at my last balance that I want to play and leave the game? But then the other thought is coming to me and tells me that, how about you recover a little bit? Okay, at first, I started off about 30. Now I'm 10K down. And I'm asking myself, is this not the right time to leave? Because with 19K, I'll still be fine. Yes, I'll have lost 10K, but with 19K, if I'm going to start a day on the 19K, there should be no absolute reason why I should miss it. At least I'll be having a good balance. I should be able to at least do something. But at this point in time, I keep on fighting. Now it's blue after blue after blue. And at this point, if you realize, I then decided to change the stake. The exact thing that I've been looking at. Now the number of players has gone to 1,172, which is even far less than what I was expecting. Right. I've gone up to about 300. So I'm doing 300 top, 300 bottom. Meaning, if I do that, I should be able to at least get a 4x. A 4x will give me 1.2. The reason behind increasing the stake is so that I can be able to pick up lower purples, lower value purples, maybe a 4x or 3x, right? So at this point, even if I was playing 2K, I would have benefited. But now I'm not benefiting from it because I'm expecting more, right? So at this stage, I'm also still expecting a pink. I was just checking there, I saw myself, I didn't get anything again. I've missed another one. If I took a 5x there, I would have taken 1.5. So always when I try to calculate, I look at the number of pinks that I've missed, the number of purples that I didn't pick up. So deliberately, there's about 5K that I should be having up there that I didn't pick up. So I want you to learn from this. This is not a good thing. This is not a good thing because now what puts pressure on me is, okay, the purples are coming. It's been 3 straight purples and all of those purples are above 3x. And my mind is always thinking, maybe I'm just going to get myself a big multiplier, maybe a big pink. Yes, it's possible. In fact, I actually got one, but what did I do with it? That's the biggest question. All right, so when you increase the stake, look, it's been a long time after the pink came, but when you increase the stake, you'll realize that you will be depleted more quicker than you'll be expecting. Right. The idea behind increasing the stake is so that maybe you can cover so much ground. Right. This is another 5x and I'm there. I didn't pick it up again. You see? So the question is, what does the Aviator Pro want? What else do you want? It gets back to that issue of greed. Right? Because now I've lost 15K and I'm checking the history. The last pink was a long time ago. Yes, I'm expecting a pink. Yes, I'm expecting a big pink. But is this thing doing me any favor? If I'd followed the rules, I looked at the time, it's midnight, it's not time to play, it's time to sleep. I'm sure you even saw my phone was at 2%. This is the time I'm supposed to be charging the phone. And this was not good at all. Not good at all. Now I'm on 15K. That means 15K is gone. Just like that. No, we can't play like that. No, we can't play like that. It's not nice at all. So there I am. I still keep fighting. And I'm fighting. I'm just hoping maybe something comes. So what I've just told myself at this point is once a pink comes and I'll be able to pick up both of them, then I'll be happy. I'm going to stop immediately. So there I am. It keeps on giving me the same thing. It's then a purple again, and I'm still fighting. What am I fighting for? I'm fighting for a pink. 1,200 people on board, not so nice. If you look at the balances themselves, not so nice as well. So I'm down now, almost about 17k, but I'm still feeling that maybe something should happen, which is a very good thing, yes. If it comes, you'll not be complaining in the end. I won't be complaining, I'll be celebrating. But now, at this point, it looks like it's the one. And I gave it myself, I gave myself an all and said, look, if it doesn't, it doesn't. But all I'm going for is a pink. But look, this is another, maybe fifth over 5x. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's been 6 of them over 5x's that I didn't pick. And at this point, I'd already increased the stake. So that means I'm being depleted even quicker than the 200s that I was playing initially. But what sort of lessons do we learn from here? You can actually see that at times, things don't happen the way you will want to believe that you can. That you will believe that it will happen. And if you look at it very closely, you'll also see that I am going against the rules. Why would I go against the rules? Because I let the temptation, because it's always about the temptation. You're always tempted. Now at this point, I'm already telling myself, I'm already down. So why should I go out? Let me just wait for the next pink. And I'm just telling myself, when the next pink comes, I should be able to at least get the first one and the second one. If I do that, I'll be able to at least get something. And then I can walk out of the game. So at this point in time, I'm just begging the Aviator, please don't fly away. But I already gave it my all, right? The first one, 10x I collect, 3k. Perfect. Now I'm smiling. But what happens? Before 15x it goes. Oh my goodness me. This is where it gets sour now, because I'm thinking, should I then continue to play? Because now I don't know whether, since it gave a pink and it gave a small pink, I'm never sure if anything is going to happen at this stage. And at this stage, I'm just going to be forcing myself. Now I'm asking myself, should I continue or should I not continue? Now, because I'm counting my losses, this is the reason why I stay in the game. And once I stay in the game like this, I'm going to be more frustrated, because I'm thinking maybe, because normally when it gives you a pink, it might skip one and then it gives another pink, right? So at this point, I'm believing that a pink might come. But if it doesn't go beyond 13k, I'm leaving the game. But already my heart is aching. I'm thinking, what did I do for myself here? Why did I do this? Because that's been a very, very bad and the wrong decision. Because now the pink has come, it's a small pink, and now there's no hope of any other big pink coming through. But I'm just going to tell myself, maybe if I just get to about 15k, about 12k, then I can maybe just stop. I'll then absorb the losses. But why would one continue to play? Because this is one of the biggest problems that most of us Aviator players have. This whole exercise is not an easy one. Now, this is my last spin. Whatever happens, I'm just going to leave. And immediately, there it goes. But I've learned a lesson. Next time, I won't do it again. And I'll just continue to just make sure that I will maybe try again, and then make sure that something will happen.